Lewis Hamilton is vilifying Max Verstappen for speaking against Formula One. The 7-time world champion thought highly of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, throwing shade at those who had a more negative opinion of the event. And the Dutch dynamo better listen closely, because it seems like the shade Hamilton just threw is aimed at him. There's been quite a buzz about the off-track excitement surrounding the Las Vegas Grand Prix, as Formula One added a lot of flair and festivity to their inaugural self-managed and self-promoted race under Liberty Media's ownership. Max Verstappen has been vocal in his criticism of the race's approach, making it clear that he's not enjoying much about the event except for the actual time spent behind the wheel. Hamilton had a mixed performance in the Las Vegas race on Sunday, finishing in 7th place after encountering a puncture that resulted in him losing time. Starting from the 10th position on the grid, Hamilton got entangled in the Turn 1 chaos, sustaining some damage. Battling his way back into contention for points, a seemingly minor collision with McLaren's Oscar Piastri led to both drivers sustaining damage, with Hamilton ending up with a right rear puncture. Hamilton's 7th place finish didn't suffice to maintain his position in the race for 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship, especially on a day when Sergio Perez secured a 3rd place finish. Despite this, the 7-time world champion remained in good spirits afterward, as he shared with Sky F1. He said, "It was a pretty challenging race. I started on the hard tire, which was tricky at the beginning. I got hit by someone behind a big hit. I think it was from Carlos, and I was just trying not to hit the cars that spun round, and I fell back I think 5 or 6 places. I'm really happy to have a positive race. I'm really grateful that the race was so good. I don't know how it was as a spectacle to watch. There was so much overtaking. It was like Baku, but better. I really wasn't expecting the track to be so great. But the more and more laps we did over the last few days, I just really loved racing, and lots of great overtaking opportunities. I think for all those that were so negative about the weekend saying, it's all about show, blah blah blah, I think Vegas proved them wrong." The last sentence Hamilton said was a clear shot at Verstappen, who has gone on record multiple times to confess his hatred for the spectacle surrounding this particular race. The Dutchman was constantly moaning about the Las Vegas Grand Prix weekend, labeling it more of a spectacle than a true race. But from saying that the drivers appeared like clowns during the opening ceremony and launching into a passionate rant about Formula One needing to prioritize old tracks where fans understand what we are doing, Verstappen did a complete turnaround in his perspective after emerging victorious in a thrilling 3-way battle on Saturday night. Starting in the 2nd position behind Charles Leclerc, Verstappen swiftly overtook the Ferrari driver, but he faced a penalty for pushing him off the track during the process. This added an extra layer of excitement to Verstappen's quest for his 18th win of the season, as he skillfully passed multiple cars, including his teammates Sergio Perez and Leclerc, to take the lead in the final 13 laps. Securing the win was no easy task for Verstappen, as both Leclerc and Perez consistently pressured him, taking turns to challenge his lead. But against all odds, Verstappen managed to cross the finish line 2 seconds ahead of the Ferrari driver. A smile was plastered on his face afterward. And in one of the more entertaining moments in what was an action-packed race, Verstappen took to the radio to sing Elvis Presley's Viva Las Vegas, while Red Bull team boss Christian Horner joined in by playing the song over the team radio following the driver's race-winning achievement. When asked by former Red Bull winner David Coulthard if the race and venue could be deemed a success, Verstappen said, "Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun there. With the DRS as well, that helped a lot for very good racing here. Also, I think the low degradation with the tarmac here, you can really push on the tires, which I think was good. So yeah, so it was a lot of fun out there. I hope everyone enjoyed it a bit, and we definitely did. Already excited to come back here next year, and hopefully try to do something similar." Verstappen's race had an early dose of action with his pass on Leclerc, but the excitement was tempered by a 5-second penalty he received, compelling him to work his way through the field. He shared that, "It was a tough one. I tried to go for it at the start, but yeah, I think we were both very quite late, and then I just ran out of grip, and we ended up a bit wide. The stewards gave me a penalty for that. And then of course, I put us a little bit on the back foot. I had to pass quite a few cars and the safety car again, so at that point, there really was a lot going on in the race. Once we got the message to the end that we could go flat out, I had to pass a few cars to get into the battle with them. But then you could clearly see with the DRS around here as very powerful. So even when you would take the lead, if the guy behind would stay in the DRS, he would still have an opportunity to come back at you, which I think created quite a lot of good racing here today, so it was definitely a lot of fun. Since berating the Las Vegas circuit layout and his characterization of the event as just for show, Max Verstappen went into detail about his newfound appreciation for the Grand Prix itself. The three-time world champion clarified that he has always expected it to be a good race, saying that the combination of lengthy straights and slow corners provided ample opportunities for overtaking. In the process of racing, he matched Sebastian Vettel's career tally, but he feels that the passion and emotion of what he deems proper racetracks were absent in Las Vegas, with much of the attention centered around off-track elements throughout the weekend. After qualifying, Verstappen drew a stinging football comparison, likening Monaco to the Champions League and Las Vegas to the National League. He had this to say after the checkered flag. "Well, I always expected it to be a good race today. It's just like I said before, long straights, low-speed corners, you don't lose a lot of downforce, so that's never been my issue. Today was fun. That's the only thing I would say about it. I think today was fun. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I think the DRS effect was strong but good. It made fun racing out there." That being said, there were still some things he didn't like about the weekend, one of which he says he's ready to get violent over. Max Verstappen understands why fans might be upset about the debacle that unfolded on the opening night of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and the Formula One response to the situation. Fans missed out on the second practice session as it was delayed by over 2 hours due to track inspections and repairs. The first practice session faced an official stop just 20 minutes in, triggered by a drain cover being sucked up off the track by Carlos Sainz's car, causing substantial damage to the floor of his Ferrari. Formula One in the Las Vegas Grand Prix released a statement on Friday night addressing the issues from Thursday night into Friday morning. The statement did not include any mention of refunds for fans, but there are reports that Nevada residents with tickets are receiving a $200 merchandise voucher. When Dutch television told Verstappen that fans who were turned away before the second practice were being offered $200 in vouchers for the race merchandise store as compensation, Verstappen didn't mince words. He said, "If I was a fan, I would tear the whole place down." This aggressive statement from Verstappen led to Ferrari's Charles Leclerc coming to the defense of F1. The Monegasque, like Hamilton, also threw shade at the three-time world champion when he said, "First of all, I was sad yesterday to see how much criticism there was around the track. Of course, it wasn't good enough, and that is clear to everybody. But obviously, we must not forget also how much work there has been for many, many people in order to make this event work, and I think it looks amazing. I really hope we have an exciting race tomorrow in order to really show what Formula One is, and yesterday was obviously a pretty bad start." What do you think? Would you consider the Las Vegas Grand Prix a success or a circus show? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.